there, everybody. How we doing today? I'm joined by an amazing co-host, and we're going to be hosting an amazing group of artists, and they go by the name of the Ghost of Paul Revere. How we doing, you guys?
What's up, guys?
Very well.
Good to see you.
Woo! Cheers! Happy Wine Wednesday.
Cheers.
It is Wednesday, right? I don't even know. I'm losing
I'm
track.
pretty sure it's Wednesday, yeah. Who knows these days?
So this is Coco. I'm Sam. It's nice to meet you guys virtually, but hopefully at some point in the near future, maybe, when everything kind of lightens up, we can have you in person here in downtown Napa.
And now you guys are coming to us from Maine, is that right?
Sure are. Sean's house in Buxton, Maine, town we all grew up in.
Yep.
Nice, nice. Is it freezing there?
Quite the opposite. It's warmer than it should be, which is very awkward. It's like 65 degrees, which for November 11th is absurd. Should be about 30.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that it's not 30 degrees because I would not survive.
She gets cold so easily, and I'm the complete opposite. So we'll be in here, and I'm like cranking the AC, and I'll go and look and think it's like super hot, and then I realize she turned the air conditioning off. So it's like a constant battle over the thermostat here.
Yes, it is.
Have you guys made a wish? It's 11/11 all day.
All day. You
So lucky
get
day.
all day wishes on 11/11, or like
I
wishes
would-
that happen at 11 o'clock and 11 minutes are stronger.
Stronger.
But then I
so you
think
get, like,
that your
but
chance of making a wish all
You
day
have
is
two really strong wishes, but they're like the strongest wishes all year, right?
Right, yeah.
Sure
No, we have not made our strongest wishes of all year.
I
You
definitely
have one more chance today. One more
Yeah,
chance.
we got one more. We got one more.
perfect. All right. So Max, Sean, Griffin, so you have lived in Maine, or you grew up in Maine, and then I know Griffin, you went away. Did you go to South Carolina for college, or?
I actually Max and I both went to the same college. We went to Western New York, to Alfred
Okay.
University.
Heck yeah. And okay, so I read that Griffin, you the name Ghost of Paul Revere, it came to you in a dream in college, if I'm not
It did.
mistaken. What
Yeah,
like
it's like one of those things where like I don't remember the dream, but like I do remember waking up and not being able to shake that name, and kind of kept it with me for a long time for sure. But it was also art school, so like there were a lot of various extracurriculars involved for sure.
Now, did you think of the name the Ghost of Paul Revere for your band, or were there like other names that you guys were debating with?
Well, kind of how this all got started was I had been playing in Portland under the name Griffin Sherry and the Ghost of Paul Revere, because the original idea was that like the Ghost of Paul Revere could be any band that I wanted it to be at the time, just fill in members as I like and swap out instrumentalists and stuff. And I was playing bar gigs in Portland, and they were really, I was playing for 3+ hours by myself. So I used to rope Max and Sean into coming up and singing harmonies and playing on some songs for free beer. And then when we decided to make this thing a band, we just dropped my name out of it because we thought Ghost of Paul Revere fit so well that we just kept going with it.
And so the three of you are all Maine natives. Are there several ways to abbreviate Maine, or is it just me?
It's just me. We only have one area code. We certainly don't have more than one way to say
That
it.
was one of her really good jokes.
Cheers, you guys. All right. Well, happy Wine Wednesday to everybody tuning in. Really stoked to hear some of your stuff. I know you just released your newest stuff at the end of August, so I'm sure everybody watching is excited to hear that. So it's Wine Wednesday, and it's National Sundae Day, not to be confused with the day of the week. It's the ice cream variety of Sundae. So there you
Good
go.
to know.
There's the scoop.
Oh, no. Dun.
Thank you, Griffin.
I got it. I'm learning. Yeah, we're going to play a couple songs off our new record, if that's cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Please do.
Sweet. This is the title track called Good at Losing Everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. a second-hand suit. I saw the casket that they fit for you. Left my mind smoked up the shade. Even after you're gone, I didn't learn a thing. Well, every night I lie awake wishing for another day. If there's one thing I learned about life, my friend, you get good losing everything. If there's one thing I learned about life, my friend, you get good losing everything. Bless your mom for asking how I am. In and out of love and pacing round again. She's stronger now than I've ever been. Gotta keep it together when I'm losing it. Well, every time I look up, another year's passed us by. If there's one thing I learned about life, my friend, you get good losing everything. If there's one thing I learned about life, my friend, you get good losing everything. It'll hurt like hell, but it's okay to go. There's one thing I learned about life, my friend. You get good losing everything. There's one thing I learned about life, my friend. You get good losing everything. There's one thing I learned about life, my friend. You get good losing everything.
Woo! Good job, guys.
Thank you.
That's the title track of your latest release, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of like inspired, obviously the name, but the title track song and then the name of the album?
Ooh, the name of the album came late, kind of after
Yeah.
the most of the kind of the part of kind of constructing, putting the whole thing together happened. Seemed like.
Yeah, it was kind of like a view from 40,000 feet.
Yeah.
Like we could, once we had all the songs, we put the whole record together. We knew how it was going to ebb and flow. It just really made sense that we had brought together all these songs, kind of about loss and about coping in general. And like Good at Losing Everything itself, the title track is about the loss of the three of ours really good friend who died a couple years ago, very young. So they kind of influenced the whole record, and I think we all kind of came to this record writing songs on topics of loss and kind of heartbreak and loneliness and that kind of thing, and really it all just gelled together because we were all thinking the same thing in different ways, and that's why we reached the conclusion that we probably should just name the song the album Good at Losing Everything. And also it was we decided to name it that before the quarantine started happening, and it seemed like it made a lot of sense after that.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you finding some new meaning within those lyrics or the songs because of now with quarantine being everything almost taken away from us and new ways of coping with that?
Oh yeah, in a big way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of a funny thing. Music works in the past in a strange way. I mean, by the time we were already, it felt like by the time you record and like are working on and writing these songs, those emotions are definitely way more prominent and you're focused in that moment, but then it goes through the whole process of trying to document it, and then that documentation takes time to kind of finalize and get it to the perfect spot where you wanted, which took a long time, which always takes a long time for us. We're notoriously bad at kind of like getting things out quickly, but and then you also have to go through the kind of channels of delivering it in a way that you feel like it's going to impact in the most prominent way, and so that takes time. And so by the time you're kind of actually releasing and putting out something that is new to everybody else who hasn't heard it, for you, for us, it was 2 years for this kind of album over that course of that time. So that was a strange thing because you feel distant from it, but then in kind of revisiting it and releasing it with a fresh kind of set of, or a fresh perspective, I guess, it just seemed kind of wildly different, and it resonated in a whole new kind of way for me, which is, it's exciting in a work of art. If you can find that in your own kind of work, it's a rare thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, and you guys have done like Shaky Knees and Tuck Fest and, touring and obviously in person and your typical style of venues and performances in the past. And so, like, I know a lot of artists, they've been doing things like this on a more regular basis. And have you found that to be helpful, or is it kind of throwing you off? Like, how is your rhythm for like creation but also output kind of been the past 8 months?
It's been a long
I
time.
don't know anymore.
Gotten into an interesting area for us because we've got the time to pursue these type of maybe non-marketable curiosities, if that makes sense. If we're curious about learning a certain song that we're never going to play in a Ghost of Paul Revere show live, or if we're trying to learn the lyrics or a certain cadence to even a type of poetry that we haven't really utilized in our professional work.
You learn poetry?
Yeah.
Learn that poetry?
It's nice because it gives you the sense of freedom for that type of stuff. But
Right.
at the same time, we haven't necessarily brought it back to the real world, If we are able to take the things that we are really investigating now and kind of having a lot of fun doing that, then it'll be really cool. But I'm curious to see if the, I don't know, I don't want to say the status quo. We're not some rebel cool punk band or any shit like that. We play bluegrass music for me.
You're holler folk.
If we can take those things that we've learned now and
Yeah.
apply them to the live shows once again, I'll consider this at least a semi-worthwhile and semi-successful endeavor.
Yeah. Well, and how about like the instrumental side of things? Because I know, Sean, you're on bass typically, and then Max banjo, and then Griffin, you're on guitar. Have you like dabbled in any other instruments, or like learned some new tricks the past 8 months,
Yes,
9 months?
all over the board. Sean has been playing guitar, because I mean, especially at the beginning of quarantine, it was hard for the three of us to get together. But as the three kind of primary voices of the sound, people wanted to hear the music. So it was kind of easy for Griffin and I to translate, our portion of the three of our sound individually in these streams. But Sean had to transform or kind of like maximize 4 strings and then go to 6 strings. And so, I mean, he obviously knows how to play guitar, but like
It's just 2 more strings. It's very, very easy.
No way, it's a huge feat. I just got an electric guitar, which is a new thing.
I've been playing a lot of electric. I've also been playing a lot of synth, which is like very new for me.
Nice.
And, like, probably will never work its way into the Ghost of Paul Revere because usually it's very late at night.
Oh, it's
coming.
coming.
But yeah, I like when you find yourself living in a basement for 6 months. Oh, puppy. All right, don't
Puppy.
hit the puppy.
Oh my gosh, so
This
cute.
is my dog Willow.
What's up, Willow?
Go. Come on.
Hi, Willow.
All right.
Oh my god. You just made
quarantine's
everyone
a
say
crazy
what?
time because both Max and I adopted rescue dogs in this time, and that was Willow, my dog. She's a 7-month-old Australian cattle dog and Pyrenees mix. So she is a little bit of a gorilla.
Well, I didn't even get a good look at her. I'm
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
That's okay. We have plenty of time. And before we get into another song, you have your drinks handy. Okay,
I
good.
just finished my drink.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna have to go get another. I'm sorry.
You have to go get another vacation in a glass.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
get some butter.
What's the
What
rosé
is-
called, Sam?
So this is our candy, and we're actually now using a different vintage, which is the 2019 Pinot Noir dry rosé. But I'm drinking one of the last bottles of our Grenache dry rosé, our 2018.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm drinking our jam Cabernet because I like red wine.
I got to meet Snoop Dogg's mom drinking your jam.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
That's
We
a
had
fun
blast
story.
at
Tell
Bottle
us.
Rock. It was Bottle Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we had a blast at Bottle Rock.
Top
Nice.
Yeah, got to hang out with some of our heroes and got sent away with far too much wine to the point that we were just joking about the fact that we found ourselves in the line at the airport returning our rental cars, trying to chug the last of the bottles before
Oh
we got our plane flight to the East Coast.
Right. The car was parked.
I would have
they parked
loved
us
to have
in.
seen
We were parked in, and we
Right,
also
right.
had the blessing of the attendants at the airport. They were like, "Go for it, try it, see what you can do."
Chug.
All right. Before we get back to it, what did the banjo say to the worried guitar?
What?
Don't fret. Cheers, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And cheers to everybody watching. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, they're going strong.
Yeah, you're going
I
for
like
it.
That's
I
main
like
wine.
That's made.
Very good. Where can they find you online? For everybody watching that wants to download some of your music, you on all the major platforms, or is there a particular one that you prefer?
Best place is ghostofpaulrevere.com for sure is like our headquarters, but like you can always find us on Facebook and Instagram, the Ghost of Paul Revere, and also we have a YouTube page that you can catch up. But we recently launched our own Patreon page, and subscribers get all sorts of fun stuff like concert downloads and like that kind of stuff. So
Heck
you
yeah.
can find us there too.
That's great.
Sweet. And do you guys have merch for people
we do.
to?
Yep.
merch.
Yeah, you can go on and get T-shirts and lunch boxes even and all that fun stuff.
What? Cool. We just dropped our merch too, so you can get sweatshirts.
This is a pre-look.
Yes, and some shirts and hats, and this is like the comfiest thing I've ever worn. I'll never even take it off. But you can find all of that linked below if you're tuned in and watching the show. But in the meantime, excited to hear some more music. If you guys want to do 2 songs back to back.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right. Next one is another new one off the new album. It's called 226 Days.
That's what the fortune they gave me here.
song's called As We Know. Where are you? Yeah.
Okay, we're still there.
It's okay. We're so used to our streams, something terribly maniacal happening during the middle of them, so.
iTunes decided they just wanted to start up real quick.
You know, computers love iTunes. Everybody knows that.
Hey, I know this song.
They don't use too much CPU.
Don't say it too loud, it's gonna come back.
I hope it's in tune. Close enough for bluegrass. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Golden was the day I turned to walk away, but never got too far. All alone with my eyes out to the sea. All the while thinking of where I could be. And my eyes out to sea. Foolish is the mouth and words that it lets out, so rarely understood. Onward now, though my heart's in the pines. Onward out to get back to that time. Where my heart's in the pines. As we know, as we know, as we know. Lonely is the dawn, and the river it rolls on. The sun follows the moon, the summer's gone too soon. The waves will find the shore, the blues will find the floor. As we know, so it goes.
Woo! Those were some great harmonies, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
So we just heard As We Know, and then for everybody watching that just tuned in, do you want to let them know where you can find that song? And then what was the name of the song before?
226 days. Sorry, we abbreviations for everything.
Shorthand.
Yeah, shorthand. 226 days is off our new record, Good at Losing Everything, and as we know, it was released on Field Notes Volume 2, which is our EP series that we release between records.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Cheers to you guys. And I just wanted to briefly, give a shout out to all the active military members and veterans on Veterans Day.
Cheers.
Mhm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. So you guys, you collabed, you ended up just kind of naturally fusing together in this really harmonious way. And I like how sometimes it's a little bit sarcastic, but also tends to be heartwarming and heartfelt in terms of your lyrics and just your personas. And I think that kind of fuses together in a really relatable and just admirable way. And I think that your newest release was just really nice to kind of see this mix of emotions that are obviously very hard to put out into the world and to expose, but it's important that those of us as audience members and even musicians hearing other artists' music, like you feel and you know that there's other people out there that are experiencing the same wave of emotions, whether it be, you know, the highs or the lows. And so thank you guys for just putting yourselves out there, because that's really important, especially in a time like this.
Well, thank you for listening. Like, that's the important part, I guess. You know, I think that like the sarcastic / really heartfelt mentality very much embodies everybody who is from the state of Maine. That's kind of our state of being, very much so. You know, it's I always used to liken it to like everybody up here will you know, no matter what happens, will give you the shirt off their back, but they're going to give you a hard time about it. And like that's kind of like
Yeah.
I think that has worked its way into our songwriting, very much so.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys plan this flannel mix?
No, we just this is our state of being.
Are you?
We are from Maine. We grew up in Maine. It's flannel all the time.
I'm feeling like it was planned because you said the weather over there is a little bit warmer today, and it's just a little suspicious that you're wearing long sleeves.
Well,
In
look how
that,
short they are right now.
This is rolled up. Well, you can see a lot of forearm happening.
That's the other part of the Maine mentality. This is dressing up.
This is yeah. We are in show clothes right now.
Nice. Now, I have to, you mentioned something a bit ago that you had some drinks with Snoop Dogg's mom at Bottle Rock. Is that right? Okay, can we hear this story? Because that just sounds.
Have drinks with her. Jam Sellers, y'all were kind enough to give us some libations in our green room tent area.
Yes.
So I was sipping off of a fairly warm bottle of jam.
California.
And I walked outside, and next to this other person's green room area, there was a nice lady who was just hanging out and catching a breath of fresh air. And it turned out she was Snoop Dogg's mom. And I decided to spend the rest of my foreseeable time with that woman.
Nice.
Because of all the lessons you can learn from Snoop Dogg's mom.
Yeah.
I bet. Why
That's
does
awesome.
why does Snoop Dogg, why does he always carry an umbrella with him, like everywhere he goes? Oh, look,
Why?
they're catching on quick. So drizzle.
Oh, drizzle.
Oh man.
Now, and you guys have put on your own festival in Maine called Ghostland. Is that right?
Yes.
Awesome. And so, how did that come about? And how do you find your artists? What's that experience like for people that haven't gone yet?
I would say it started as a selfish endeavor. I mean, at the time
All this.
we were touring so much that Maine has an incredible music community, and there is such a support for it here at what used to be so many kind of like small venues to very large venues, and it was easy for Maine musicians to kind of stay localized, work on different projects, kind of explore new sonic realms, and all this amazing kind of music was being created at the time we were out kind of pushing. And unfortunately, like in that Maine mentality, like there is still a need to work very hard, and you know the arts always have had a hard time being a profitable thing, and so for a lot of people, I feel like they weren't touring outside of the state, which makes it harder for people outside of New England and Maine to understand that there is this blossoming kind of community of creative types. And it's kind of like a Florida situation where it's like unless you're going up into Canada, like you have to tour into Maine and then kind of come back out of Maine. So anyway, long way around, we never got a chance to see all of our friends and the kind of exciting new music that they were creating. And we selfishly wanted to highlight them and try and do something of our own where, you know, we would host, but then at the same time, we'd be able to see all these bands that we really wanted to see. So that's kind of, in my mind, was the initial genesis.
Yeah. That just made me think of the thing. You could probably do Florida Man, and your birthday, and then replace the word alligator with moose, and you'd have straight up main news stories every time.
Oh, man.
I've seen that.
I
You
mean,
just
I
type
think it
in
was just
like
kind of like
your
we had
birthday.
sold out one of the bigger rooms in Portland for our first full length CD release party, and our manager, who's been a long time friend, he was just kind of like, "What do you guys want to do next?" And we are like, "We want to do our own festival." And it turns out that, like, when you put on your own festival, it's a lot of friggin' work. So like, we were hammering in stakes and making fences and parking cars, and had to get all the porta potties and stuff, and booked all the bands, and now it's become a thing that we do in Portland. We used to do it. We did it once outside of Portland. Now we do it in Portland, and it's like, over 3,000 people come, and we get to pick the bands, and it's like an incredible thing. It's really awesome.
That sounds super rad.
Yeah, I'm hoping like if we do have to persist with what is an amazing option compared to what 100 years ago the people enduring the Spanish influenza had to put up with none of this as an option. But I saw like last night there was a special about like I'm not really a country music listener, but it was a cool sort of 2 hour or hour bit about different country artists and artists in general that have kind of evolved their path the past 6-8 months. And I saw Keith Urban, he did like a drive-in concert basically, and I think he gave the money to, I can't remember which charity, but it just looked so cool. And if we were able to get everything together to where that was a regular thing for all sorts of artists, and turn these like big parking lots, big department store or whatever parking lots even into like makeshift drive-in concerts. I think something like that.
Well,
would be
my
cool.
favorite thing that I've seen is everybody that's attending the concert gets in their own bubble. And then you're like in your own bubble, and you can like
the
just travel.
hamster
Yes.
ball things.
I am all about the bubble.
Like,
Yeah, the Lips just did that, right?
They did. Yes, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's made me wish that we had come up with the idea of doing tailgate concerts like 4 years ago.
Right.
And it's cool that people are actually doing it. It started, I felt like I heard it as like a rumor in March that like maybe you could do drive-in concerts, and then all of a sudden, we were the first band, at least in this state, to try them, and had an incredible like 4-show run of drive-in shows, and we've had a blast, and they've been a lot of fun. And it's just so heartening to see the community come out for these shows, and like to see all those people we know and have known from playing music come out to support us, and also just like have a great time, because it's like such a great reprieve from the kind of general malaise and depression that we're all feeling from being stuck in our homes and restricted in our lives, and if there's a way to do that, to let people blow off steam in a very safe way, like we're 100% for it. And we've been very choosy about what we have done during this time, because like for us paramountly is like everybody's safety. If we ever heard a story that someone came to a Ghost concert and then unfortunately like their grandmother died as a consequence of that, like we would be heartbroken.
Yeah.
So right. We took the steps this summer to make sure that like everything we're doing is as much as we know with the science, up to date and super safe. So it's been cool to see artists, like a lot of artists, transition. It's also like, I know that was it Blake Shelton they were doing drive-in shows and saying that Blake Shelton was going to be there, but they just played a movie and they charged like $300 per ticket. Like,
What?
Metallica did the same thing. Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. Like, show up and play.
Yeah.
my
This time, like, I don't understand, like, being locked in our houses. I haven't wanted to go out and play live shows to a crowd more, I think, in my entire life.
yeah.
Well, I did see today that Ticketmaster announced that when live shows do start again, they're going to require everybody to get a COVID test at least 24 to 72 hours prior to attending the show.
Well,
So I'm like all about it. Sign me up.
cool.
Oh yeah.
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 So you guys, I mean, want to hear some more music from you guys. Do you guys have any covers in your catalog that you can play for us?
A lot of covers.
We have a lot.
Yeah?
We started as a bar band for sure.
Yeah.
I love a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
cover.
There was, and it's also, I mean, it's also been we definitely we try and focus on covers to learn, I feel like, also.
Absolutely.
But
Well, and real quick before we get into it, let's have you take one more sip, and then we'll maybe do 2 more songs back to back. We could do one cover and then an original. What do you call?
we were thinking about the
War Pigs.
No, we can't do War Pigs
Veterans
right
Day, War Pigs.
now. No. Do
It's
War
Veterans Day, do War
We need the whole
Pigs!
band to do War Pigs. I was thinking maybe
Do
we play
it!
All my
maybe
pedals.
maybe we play the boss and then we play 20th.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
we
yeah.
should
All right.
we should make a
Reason
note
prevails.
before we get into.
I was excited.
Got some Rammstein for you. That's the next
Yes.
All right, so you guys,
Du hast. No, just kidding.
Griffin, Max, Sean, what do you call an owl dance party that only plays folk music?
What?
An
An owl
Does
dance
it have
party.
anything to do with parliaments?
Wait.
What do you call an owl
about the
dance
who?
party that only plays folk music?
A hootenanny.
No.
A
Am I right?
hootenanny.
Yes.
A who?
Okay.
I swear I didn't cheat.
I don't know.
I finally guessed one of your
I
dad's
thought it
jokes.
had something to do with parliaments. That's what you call a group of owls, by the way. It was a parliament. I think it's because no one's ever seen a group of owls together.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah, because they're conspiring.
We're plotting some real shit.
So in regards to covers, I feel like this is a good one because it's a mashup between 2 artists that we love a lot.
Yeah.
I would say it's the band's version that we've taken a lot of direction from, but originally it's the boss, Bruce Springsteen's song. So we're gonna do our version of Atlantic City.
Yeah. Remember the time I did it with Billy at Delfest?
That was
Billy
wild.
Spring.
It was wild. Okay.
Well, they blew up the chicken man, put
And if you guys like that, drop a tip in their Venmo.
If you're feeling tipsy today, because we still have a couple jokes up our sleeve for a little later on, you'll feel tipsy at the end of tonight's show. And you'll want to venture over to the virtual tip jar. Go ahead, guys.
All right, what else you guys got for us?
So I think this is going to be our last one. This is a song called The Ballad of the 20th Maine. That was very good for Veterans Day. Thank you guys all for your service, for everyone who is a veteran. It's just incredible. And this song is about the heroic actions of the 20th Maine during the Civil War and happens to be now the Maine State Ballad, which is
as of last year, right?
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's super rad.
So hopefully you liked history class, because otherwise you're going to fall asleep. My name is Andrew Tozier. I'm a child of Litchfield, Maine, and I left my only family for the sea, the soldier run. And when Lincoln drove the banners in 1861, well, I joined the Union Army for the land I am from. Whoa, 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 we were baptized by fire in the Battle of Bull Run, and we fought our southern brothers in the wind, the snow, and sun. And when our time was over, I heard the governor say, "Keep fighting for the Union for just another day." So we joined the line of voting, Chamberlain his name, and we marched once more towards battle as the 20th of May. And if we should die today, then dream a dream of heaven. Take your northern hearts with you to the grave. Be proud and proud, you are a Union soldier. Stand fast, ye are the boys of Maine. But our western flank was missing as the Confederates they pressed on, and I fought them tooth and nail, my ammunition all but gone, and alone I stood with colors. I was flying proud and true for to let my northern brothers know the battle was not through. And then appeared our lion, he was roaring bayonets. So we charged on down the mountain with what forces we had left, 'cause we were steadfast as Quixotic, we're as hard as winter's rain. Go straight to hell with your rebel yell. We are the boys of Maine. And if we should die today, then dream a dream
guys.
Awesome jam.
So that was a jam all about Maine, which actually, I think June of last year made its way into the state of Maine as the official ballad, right?
Yes, June 2019.
That's
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
How did that
This
come
is
about?
actually Maine's bicentennial too.
Wow.
Happy 200th birthday, state.
Woo! Cheers
I'll
to
cheers
that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, where's my wine? Cheers to that. Now, how did your song become the song of Maine? Like, how'd you guys find out?
Well, it was like a kind of a crazy process. We didn't have too much to do with it, which is really cool. We had a bunch of fans, in particular a couple fans, who there's a period in every state's legislature that you can put forward your own legislation for them to vote on. And so it was a citizen-initiated bill. And we kind of were around for all of the background goings-ons, the lobbying. We literally lobbied for our own song, kind of. We kind of just showed up in suits and played around the Capitol. And so it was funny to watch this bill. It was like being on an episode of Schoolhouse Rock, where like you watch a bill become an actual thing. And we pushed it through all the committees, and then it went in front of the House of Representatives and the Senate, the state, and they all voted unanimously to make it the ballot of Maine, and then the governor signed it into law.
Unanimous
Still waiting
decision.
on that key to the state. So but I hear that we can't be arrested for a crime now.
Awesome. Hey, that's a good perk.
I've been told.
Do you guys have your beverages nearby?
Yeah.
Oh man. Get ready.
No, I was just asking. But randomly I was just gonna say I had a really hard time following the movie It by Stephen King. It was just like not something that I could really process. I think it was probably due to the fact that there were too many main characters.
Ha ha ha.
Just 1 second, it's coming.
I liked the silent.
We're waiting.
You're like nervous.
Okay, get out of here.
Cheers, you guys. Cheers to
Oh, no,
Maine.
I'm good. Thank you, though.
Okay, and I need to point out the fact that you guys were on Conan O'Brien's show in 2018, and that was kind of like what sparked everything for you. And you performed a song that it would be really cool if you could do as like an encore song, Montreal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yay!
We'd love to play it.
And
Thanks.
can you guys give us like a tiny little background story, or whether it be of the song or of going on the show and like how that happened?
Yeah, we'll talk about the experience.
Oh man.
Shall we?
Is his hair that orange in person?
It was pretty surreal. I mean, I don't think I knew going into it how fast those things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the week before we played in LA on Conan O'Brien, I got a phone call from our manager that was just like, "Hey, you're gonna play on Conan O'Brien next week, and they want you to play." They actually wanted us to play Wild Child, and but they wanted us to cut it down to 4 minutes, a 5-minute song. They wanted us to cut it down to 4 minutes, and I remember spending about 3 hours lying on I just happened to be. I just happened to be over at my mom's house, and I remember spending.
Wait, Griffin, 1 second. Now you guys have to drink.
Oh.
Make a wish. This is an
You
extra
also
wish.
do
Yeah,
have to make a wish.
I say you drink and you make a wish. It's like throwing a coin into a fountain, but the drinking version.
And it's on 11/11, so that's extra good luck.
I'm a good big boy fountain.
It's officially a ghost show right now.
Yeah, we're full ghost right now. What string was it?
It was the high D, so
What gauge?
okay.
I might have banjo strings.
Oh, I have strings too, but look, I think that I can.
And this is a live show, everybody. This is the raw footage.
This is real life.
Mhm. If you've enjoyed today's show, put in the comments below whether you're using an iPhone or whatever. Put an emoji to express your excitement or whatever for today's show. And definitely go and check Ghost of Paul Revere out on their website and on the major streaming platforms. And if you're feeling tipsy today, it's National
it's gonna be
Sunday
weird,
Day and Wine Wednesday, all in one.
Well, it's
So-
always nice to tip when you're enjoying something. So
and we're getting this like
tip the Ghost of Paul
concert
Revere.
experience that we're
Also,
all
just
yearning for.
Sorry to interrupt real quick, girls, but instead of tipping us, if you want to go to saveourstages.com and spend some money.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or if
Thank
you
you.
want to go to the
That's
ACLU and spend some money.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Uh,
mentioning that. That's amazing.
Or buy some
Yeah.
jam wine.
Yeah, or buy some jam
Or
wine.
buy jam wine.
Hey, all of the above, right?
Buy enough jam wine to make you through the next 2 months because it's sure to get crazy up in this democracy.
Drink that jam wine and then smash the bottles upon the patriarchy.
That's right. Smash them.
Smash!
I like to do it yourself projects with them, but that's okay.
Okay, so we're gonna miss the. Ba, ba.
Okay. So we're going to come right into.
Remember how it used to be when love for us was so damn easy. Then one day it turned around, empty house without a sound now. And I said we growing apart, oh we growing up. Are we in a dream? Are we waking up? Snow softly falling in the cold, its quietness is growing low. Try to find the words to say, I never hope to go down this way. So easy does it easy now, taste the blood inside my mouth. And they said, easy does it easy now, really hope we work it out. And I said, we growing apart, are we growing up? Are we in a dream? Are we waking up? Well, time slips away and the memory fades, but for you, we're all alone. Well, the grass may be greener and the scenery cleaner, but your heart's never found a home. Are we growing apart? Or are we growing up? Are we stuck in a dream? Or are we waking up? Are we growing apart? Oh no, no, we're growing up. Are we in a waking dream? Or are we waking up?
Woo! Cheers, guys.
Make a wish. Happy 11/11. Thank you.
Happy 11/11. Thank you guys for having us. This is
Thanks so
awesome.
much. You guys are great.